Welcome to the Boxing Talk Show.
Fair but firm.
With the Hall of Fame boxing referee.
I'm Joe Cortez.
And co-host John Zamel. In English and Spanish for all of Las Vegas.
Come on, guys. Let's touch them up. Clean fight. I'm Joe Cortez. Fair but firm. Hey, fight fans out there. Welcome to Xtratime here at Fair but Firm. Joe Cortez with my Hall of Fame career in boxing and my co-host John Zimmer. We want to give you as much as we can in a short segment here about low blows and headbutts and excessive holding. John, you was asking me before questions about some of these fighters.
I noticed, especially during Errol Spence's last fight. I love Errol Spence. I love that he works the body. It's my favorite thing about him because most people don't go to the body 30% of the time, and that seems like that's how often he does it. It's exciting, it's different, and ultimately it's safer to the long-term health of these athletes, which is what I love about it. But as you notice throughout the entirety of his career, a lot of times when you play with fire, you get burnt. And there's a lot of borderline shots that he does. And I asked Joe, and I'll ask you again right now, how do you see that? I mean, what do you do about that as a referee? What do you do about as his promotional team? I don't want that to be, I mean, you see a ultimate super fight coming up with Terrence Crawford. I mean, how horrible would it be if a low blow situation were to cause controversy over something like that when you know it's a tendency to it? What do you have to say about these low blow situations?
Well, one of the things we got to start is how do we start controlling this? First thing is the referee who's in charge of a particular fight, he's got to do his homework prior to fight time. By that I mean go on YouTube and read up on this fighter, but mainly on YouTube you can see his previous fights, and you can see how many times a fighter goes low blows, and headbutts and excessive holding, and hitting his opponent while he goes down. A lot of infractions that may occur that may cause this fighter either points or being disqualified.
Things that are habitual that they've done on, know what I mean?
So by referee being forceful, sometimes we have to take points. But I said take control back in the dressing room. That's where you get the fight. Say, listen, I've been watching your fights in the past. You're a great champion. It's an honor to be your referee. However, I'm going to be a fair but firm refereeing this fight tonight. I know you have a tendency of going low blows. With your low blows, and I've seen it happen the last 3 or 4 consecutive fights, and the referee is not saying nothing about it, or maybe he calls time. He brought it to your attention. But one day, something's going to go wrong. You may hit your opponent while he's down, or you may hit him accidental headbutt, and the referee thought maybe it was intentional. You get disqualified. So you got to learn how to fight. You know, in the amateurs, they don't tolerate none of that nonsense. You got to bring those habits into the pros. They feel, some of the fighters feel going into the pros they can get away with a lot more. Not if you got a good, strong official who's a no-nonsense referee who will take action immediately. So all you have to do is, as a referee, tell them in the dressing room, I'm here to enforce the rules. Your health is first and foremost, but as far as low blows, I know you have a tendency. We'll start with a clean slate tonight, but you start going low blows tonight, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a good possibility I'm going to take some points from you, or I may be disqualify you if I feel that it's too much, the low blows. It could be the excessive holding, it could be the headbutts. A lot of infractions. Some fighters like to spit out the mouthpiece intentionally. When they get knocked down, they spit out the mouthpiece to get more time after the referee gives them a mandatory 8 count. Now they got to take the mouthpiece over to the corner, get it washed out. And why not? If the referee thinks that was intentional, he can take a point there as well. Because it's not fair play. So this is how we take control, but you got to be very strict about when you give them the instructions in the dressing room. So that's where you take control in the dressing room. When they get to the ring, it makes your job easier.
There you go.
Okay, fans. So that's what I'm talking about when we talk about infractions, foulings. But the referees got to know the fighters. It's like when you're going to play any sport, you got to study the game with the opponent, basketball, football, hockey, watch all these guys, how they play out there. So when you're in there against them, you're able to go out there and make your calls the right way and make sure you make your moves the right way. But when it comes to refereeing, umpires, referees got to know when to take points or when to take action.
Can you give an example of a time where you noticed, like a fighter going into a fight, where a fighter had a tendency to go low, or had a tendency to clinch, or had a tendency to headbutt?
Yes, a lot of fighters like to commit fouls when they're in trouble. So if you're in trouble, and you're taking a pounding and you want to stop the momentum, the trainers will tell you, hey, you know what, do anything to survive. So you know what, go with the low blow. The low blow, you hit a low blow, the guy going to back up. Then you're going to call time, the referee's going to call time, and they're going to help you. Now you can say it was unintentional, but the referee thinks it was intentional. A good referee that knows that you were going for a low blow because you're looking for a way out to stop the momentum of the fighter, then the referee will take points from you. But you know what? You weathered the storm. You didn't get stopped. Now you get able to get back in. So that's when the referee got to know if the fighter's in trouble. That's where you got to be more attentive. You got to be watching real close and make sure he doesn't go with any foul because that's the time when he most likely is going to go foul.
Well, there you go.
Okay,
that
guys?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, fans, enough on the rules tonight. With that said, we'll see you next time on Xtratime. God bless. And remember, keep your guards up at all times. I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.